Hello and welcome to the Inbetween Podcast. I am your usual host, Joe Scorn. I'm joined here by Tony Tones at RT.
Hello.
He's unmuted. I may or may not be live. The Twitch UI is fucking garbage. It's so hard to tell.
Discord says you're streaming Inbetween Podcast right
Discord
now.
knows I'm live, but I'm watching. Oh my god, the Twitch UI redesign is fucking garbage, dude. I hate it so much.
I haven't actually seen it, so
they've made it so like when you're offline, it's impossible to see like your live screen, and then when you're online, it's impossible to like look at your VODs and stuff.
Oh my god.
And your clips. And if you're live, so the way you used to do it is you would hit like the videos button, right? Like I gotta just show my stream for a second. Like there would be a videos button at the top, and you would hit it, and you would go to your video. Oh my god, it's infinite. I just realized what I've done. Anyway,
what have you done?
Look away from the man behind the curtain. Shit. There was a video button at the top, and you click that, and you go to clips or whatever. Now, if I want to look at any of my VODs, I have to click on my profile picture, which is animated for literally no reason, and then you click on that, and then if you want to look at the VODs, you have to have the live stream going on in the background at the same time.
Oh my god! Okay.
And you can mute it, so it's muted here because I muted it before I opened it. But if you way too dank. If you don't mute it, it plays audio, so the stream is always playing in this weird kind of way. And then it's got so much this useless information. Like Scorn suggests these streamers. I haven't picked any of these streamers out. These are just people. Like these are just random people. It said that I'm suggesting these streamers, which I'm not.
Yeah, so it's pretending that you said that. As if like, oh yeah, a human recommendation.
And then it's like, where are my clips? Oh, you have to go to videos, and then you have to scroll down to clips. You have to click on this and go to clips to find the clips.
So it's not just the clips.
They used to be.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm live on Twitch, but the UA redesign's a piece of shit, and Twitch has been doing this thing where they keep trying to rebrand themselves as, hey, we're the guys who are purple, purple, purple.
Yeah,
and whenever they make a video, they have the exact same branding, and they'll play like a first 10 seconds of a clip, and then somebody will say something like, hi, my name is Steve, and then they'll have like text of Steve, and it'll go, Steve, 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 Steve. And then, I don't know, dude. It just pisses me off.
I find that what Twitch
Pacman's a boomer, and now so am I.
Because I found that with because like obviously Twitch bought Curse. Then when they did like the Curse UI redesign, they made it far worse than it used to be. And now like their search function doesn't. So it's like they do this rebranding, like redoing the UI, but never actually fully get all the features over, and they just give up. Like I know. Like I was gonna say at least with YouTube they don't do that, but they do just randomly remove features. Like, why did you remove this?
Here's the list of positives from the Twitch UI redesign. I believe that the uptime of streams is now default. That used to be a third-party feature that you had to use like Better Twitch TV or FrancoVC for. Yeah. But it's now a baseline feature, like it should have been like years and years ago. Yeah. So well done, Twitch, on that one.
YouTube have that, doesn't it?
Would YouTube? Do you mean YouTube Live?
Yeah.
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I'm trying to remember because I watched Linus on YouTube, so I think it has it on there.
Okay.
Like it just and like okay, I really like how YouTube's like actual like streaming stuff works. Not in terms of chat interactions, admittedly, or they do like the super chat.
But I saw some like statistics of with the pandemic and live streaming. It was like live streaming got like massive numbers since the pandemic, and Mixer grew by like 0.1% or something like that. Yeah, that sounds about right for Mixer.
Mixer grew by 0.1%.
Hey, Twitch is pretty fucking garbage, but at least it's not Mixer, that's for sure.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm not someone who really cares too much about the chat interactions. I'm kind of a YouTube guy.
See, for me, it's the complete opposite. The chat is the only good part for me. I don't care about the content.
Oh yeah. I don't care about streams by myself, but I generally I watch Linus from time to time when he's live. Anyway. But I always miss it. The starts, I always just go back to when it isn't live. So,
should we talk about some video game news?
Yeah, that's what we're here for, isn't it? Not just Twitch.
So if you didn't see, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 is getting remastered. It is being done by Vicarious Visions. If you don't know, Activision got them to do the remaster for Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy. They did a pretty good job, apart from some slight hitbox issues that some people noticed, some people didn't. But overall, the port was actually really good quality.
Yeah.
So hopefully...
the quality was good, the performance was good, right? So I assume this will be equally as good.
Yeah.
In 4K, nonetheless.
4K, it is coming out September 4th, 2020.
Oh my god. I didn't realize they showed like the old right next to the new. Okay.
Yeah, it's a big remaster.
The thing is, though, there's a skate game that came out like I want to say like 6 years ago that looks kind of like not as obviously not as good lighting and things, but like it looks very similar, like photorealistic.
Right.
So I'm kind of getting bad flashbacks to that because that was a really.
Well, I heard like a lot of the newer skater games haven't been very good. People really want the remasters of the old ones because they're a lot better. Or what was the one that every time there's an E3, the entire Twitch chat is just Skate 4 PogChamp, Skate 4 PogChamp. Everyone wants Skate 4. I've never played a skate game in my life, but I know apparently everyone wants Skate 4. I don't know if that's like a Battletoads thing or if that's legit. But...
No, I think genuinely, I think it's a mixture of both. To be honest, I think people really like original skates and they want a new skate game. That's good.
One thing, it's coming out on Xbox, and that was the Xbox trailer. I think it's for, but it just says Xbox One for now on the trailer. I think trailers now. Like, if you get the trailer from the official Xbox channel, they now go, coming out on Xbox, and they don't advertise any of the other platforms. But it's confirmed that this will be exclusive on to Epic for PC. So if you want to play this on PC, you will have to get the Epic version.
Is the plan for Activision to only release their stuff through Epic at this point, or is that just like a side gig? I don't understand.
No, because all of their stuff so far has been coming out on the Battle.net launcher, which is... Oh, not their Warcraft 3 did.
Yeah.
But that was...
But isn't the Battle launcher just... Okay, what's the non-Blizzard Battle launcher?
So they did the remasters for Spyro and Crash on Steam.
Yeah.
And they weren't available on Battle.net.
Okay.
But all of the Call of Duty games are exclusive to Battle.net.
Oh, that's on Battle.net. Okay. Everyone needs their own launcher.
The remaster for Tony Hawk is now coming to... I'm guessing Epic gave them a bunch of money, and they were like, we're Activision, we love money, and then they ran away with the bag.
Well, isn't it also because like the percentage is going to be better as well? Because I think don't big publishers get better percentages than indies with Epic?
No idea.
So that's why they get like more of the cut than... Or get less.
That sounds like a contract thing, and I have no idea about the contracts. So.
I feel like if you're a big publisher, you can get away with like a lot of shit.
Let's watch the trailer for another remaster. There's the Epic Store showing that off. Mafia Trilogy is getting remastered. I know a lot of people wanted the original Mafia game remastered, and it seems like 1, 2, and I think lots of people wanted 2 as well, and then 3 was getting remastered, and was like, what?
No one liked 3, by the way.
Yeah, no one liked 3.
Knows.
So...
Even I've watched videos of people playing 1 and 2, and I waited for 3, and oh, it's shit.
So I've never played a Mafia game in my life, so this is all just from what I've read.
Yeah.
But it seems like people really loved the first Mafia game. The second Mafia had a very good story, but the gameplay was kind of repetitive or mediocre. Wasn't that good. And then Mafia 3 was just a mess. And so Mafia 2 and 3 are out now, the remasters. So if you already own Mafia 2 and 3, you will get those for free. I believe the Mafia 1 remaster you also get for free if you own the original Mafia. But the Mafia 1 game is coming out August 28th.
I think if I buy Mafia 1 now, I wouldn't get it for free, though.
I think you might, but don't take my word for it. Like, I don't know. I think you could do that with Borderlands 1.
Really?
If you bought Borderlands 1 before the remaster came out, they gave the remaster to those people. So this version of Mafia is... we only know Mafia 2 and 3 for now, but no one's really talking about 3. I think it's just basically with 3, they're just making a package that includes all the DLC sort of thing. They're not really remastering that much.
Yeah, well...
it seems like Mafia 2 is mostly just kind of a HD re-release with some lighting changes. There's been some weird things happen with it, like grass popping in and out as you walk past it. Like, not like popping in from a distance, but being right next to grass and it popping in sort of thing and out, and it's been very strange.
Right.
They've done some nice things, like the lighting's a lot better. They've remodeled all of the characters and side characters with brand new HD. I've watched a comparison video. The eyes move like to look at key characters in the cutscenes of the original, and now the eyes are a bit more static. That was one change people didn't like. Some characters look a bit different because of their remaster. But there's some small touches, like now when it's snowing, there's like random footprints in the snow. They don't relate to like any specific NPC, but it's a nice touch sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's not as good as the Saints Row the third remaster, which is being called like the standard for remasters now. Like, it's crazy good. It's amazing what they did with that game. If you haven't seen it, check out the Digital Foundry video on the Saints Row the third remaster. Like, just compare the grass in Mafia 2 remaster to the grass in the Saints Row the third remaster, and you'll see, holy shit, they've properly remastered that game. But yeah, go on to the next piece of news. Prison Architect news. If you don't know, it was bought by Paradox, so Paradox is now putting out these updates.
I can't remember if we talked about this in the podcast, but like I haven't even talked about you, but the developers who are now making Prison Architect underneath Paradox are the same people who ported it to console, and they actually had like a good relation with them introversion, like they kind of liked each other.
Oh, cool. Well, the Island Bound update is coming June 11th, 2020 on PC and console at the same time. So I guess that's maybe why you can kind of tell it's made by console developers, because they're releasing the PC and the console versions at the same time, whereas other companies kind of push the console versions back a bit,
like Introversion
behind the PC. Yeah,
Introversion had no idea what to do with consoles. We're just gonna let someone.
There's so many companies that like the Payday console versions were a mess compared to the PC version. The Dead by Daylight console versions were like heavily behind the PC. There's tons of like stories about developers making a game on PC and then not really knowing how to keep pushing the same update to the console.
As a PC user, we get like really shit PC ports sometimes. I feel like it's like a similar thing. It's like, can we just have good ports like both ways, please? Like, can we not actually put some effort into when we release something?
The really cool thing about this is we're kind of confirmed that you can now have island prisons, and your prisoners can try and escape from an island, and it may be suggesting multi-level prisons, Tony?
Yeah, I did see, like, I wonder how... Yeah, I hope there is, because that's actually really cool, but I wonder,
we'll
like,
have to see more about that. It's coming out next month, so hopefully we get a few more details on that. Next, we have a trailer for Paper Mario: The Origami King. This is coming out on June 17th. Sometimes Nintendo does this, where they're just like, hey, we made a new game, it's coming out next month. Here's the announcement. And everyone's like, what? And then sometimes they're like, hey, we're going to make a Zelda game in like 2 years. And everyone's like, oh, okay, I'll see you in 2 years then.
Yeah.
The interesting thing about this is they're taking the Paper Mario format and they're making like this idea that some of them have converted to this evil origami ways, which I find kind of cute and funny. It's like, Mario, let me fold you and turn you into the origami cult. Like, that's pretty funny.
Oh, God. No. Okay. This is such a weird trailer.
Yeah, and like the enemies change based on their origami folds, which I find like really interesting.
What?
It looks really good. I mean, I love Mario games. I'm always playing Mario games.
This is like a really cool, like paper.
To my knowledge, there's two types of Paper Mario games. There's the RPG one.
Yeah.
And then there's like the one that came out on the original Wii. That was more a platformer, and then you pressed the button from 2D to 3D, and that was kind of the gimmick of the game. So I don't actually know if this.
Wait, hang on. Wait. Sorry, I just saw some knack arms, I think.
Knack? In Mario, confirmed? Podcast exclusive. Knack is in Paper Mario Origami King.
Oh, dude. Paper planes. Oh, my God. But yeah, this actually looks really good, though.
I can see, like, open world kind of platforming, but then I also see kind of more the RPG turn-based kind of style from Paper Mario, so maybe more towards the RPG.
Like open world, you like go into dungeons and do stuff, maybe.
Yeah, we'll have to see more about it. I mean, that's definitely an interesting game, as you know.
Yeah, it looks really cool.
Because kind of alluded it to in the title and later, but I guess I'll move it up. Pac-Man has turned 40 this year. So Pac-Man is officially 40 years old. Okay, boomer.
Sorry, is this a proper topic? I feel like we missed like a very important trailer if we're going to talk about Pac-Man now.
I'm not skipping trailers. I'm gonna go. I'm just saying that Pac-Man is now, but it's good. It's big news because next year Mario will be 40 years old. If you don't, the original arcade cabinet for Jumpman and Donkey Kong came out 40 years ago next year. So it'll be a big year for Nintendo next year as well. So that's cool.
What a name though,
Jumpman. But in celebration for Pac-Man's 40th year, Nvidia has worked on GameGAN, which is a generative advisorable network trained on 50,000 Pac-Man episodes. Basically, AI has recreated Pac-Man without a single line of game development code or engine. It's just recreated it by watching people play Pac-Man and then gone, I think I can do that. Sort of thing. Hold my beer, says Game Jan. And that's pretty impressive that, you know, it's a very simple game, but it's impressive the AI has looked at it and gone, yeah, I can make that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I find this stuff pretty cool.
So. We're getting one step closer to Skynet every day, and I'm looking...
Yeah, our AI overlords will take over, and we'll be plugged into the Matrix.
And we'll discover that the T-1000 is, in fact, the head.
Anyway. Bears in Space gameplay. Do you know why this is on here?
Do I know why it's on here?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
Yeah, you said it to me.
I said it to you. And I saw this trailer on Reddit. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I started watching it. And I was like, this looks really weird, but it kind of reminds me of Ratchet and Clank. And then I read like the description, and it was like, oh, inspired by Ratchet and Clank. And I was like, okay. That's why we need to talk about Bears in Space.
That does not remind me of Ratchet and Clank whatsoever.
I think the thing that throws you off is it's in first person.
Yeah. But
then you see like kind of the more puzzle elements and like weird gadgets and stuff, and then I'm like, oh, that's very and it's almost Supralandy in a way, like a big open world, lots of guns and different puzzles and that sort of stuff. So if it's anything like those two amazing games, then yeah. Also, like when he has the gun and he puts another barrel on the gun and another barrel and another barrel.
Oh, right.
That kind of reminds me of like he has the 50 guns. It's like, oh, that's very Ratchet and Clanky sort of thing. But
how many cans have you got? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah, it's very like silly sort of thing.
Oh, honey's a power up.
Yeah, you go into like berserk mode, but very interested to see more from Bears in Space and Broadside Games. Like to sometimes bring up some smaller creators, some indie game kind of trailers. So that's something to keep your eye on.
Yeah.
This as is tradition, the Steam Summer Sale dates have been leaked, as is tradition.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to buy some Steam games, wait until June 25th. It'll be running until July 9th. The Steam Spring Cleaning event has begun. This is an event that you can go through your old catalogue of games and play some games to earn a badge. There is no sale associated with it this year, though. There is no spring sale. I believe it was replaced by the Chinese New Year sale.
Yeah, it was a bit weird last year, like having like two. Because I legit like last year, I'm not going to buy anything in the spring sale because the summer sale's coming.
Usually, the summer sale has the big discounts. It's usually the big sales are the summer sale and the winter sale. Have the big events and the big sales.
Why do you have a sale like a month before?
Yeah, because there's also there's also the autumn sale, which I think last year was replaced by the Halloween sale, which was doing like it was trying to differentiate itself from the other sales, being like, hey, buy these horror games sort of thing, which I think is kind of interesting. Okay, so we're talking about Assassin's Creed Valhalla last week. Assassin's Creed Valhalla is bringing back the insta-kill hidden blade. If it's an RPG system, that means you could stealth kill units that are actually higher level than you.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
But we don't even know if it's going to be an RPG yet, so we actually know very little about Assassin's Creed Valhalla other than a cinematic trailer at this point.
We know they've got axes and they've got shields.
We know they have Viking rat battles, so...
Yeah.
And we know they have a king with a name, but we're not sure which king that is.
English king, sometime.
But you said to me, you didn't like the RPG mechanics because it meant you couldn't kill
there was
higher level characters.
But that was like the biggest things that you couldn't like. It stopped you feeling like I guess I should like explain my biases, like and explain like I love the first game and the second game. Then Revelations, like I don't understand what they were trying to do because they're trying to make they're trying to make the hook blade a thing. Like what the fuck is the point of a zip line? Like surely I could just
you've skipped over a few. What about Brotherhood and?
Yeah, no, I said Brotherhood. Like I like the first three up to Brotherhood. It's 1, 2, and Brotherhood are the really good ones. And if you haven't played those games, I really like maybe not the first one because like pretty old now. Or they did.
Did you know an interesting fact about the first Assassin's Creed game that I read like yesterday? No, the interesting fact is they were going to publish the first Assassin's Creed game without any side quests, and then the CEO's son played it and said it was boring. Yeah. So then the developers spent like 5 days making a bunch of side quests in the game, and the Ubisoft were like, hey, it's coming out in 5 days. Make sure these side quests are bug free because this is going straight onto the disc, sort of thing. So they had to like work tirelessly to add these side quests. They added like a bunch of flag collecting missions and that sort of stuff, and I think it was heavily criticized for having really boring side quests. No one really liked them, but I think they also said it was impossible to 100% complete the game because there was a bug where one of the targets you had to kill didn't spawn, and in order to get it to spawn, you'd have to restart the entire game, sort of thing.
Right.
So, yeah, that's kind of interesting.
I would say this as well, like. Oh, I think it's the second game is like feather collecting, but there's like another mini game that you have to collect tons of stuff in the first game. You pretty much got nothing.
I think feather collecting may have been the first game.
I think it was in the second game as well, like a reference. Right. But it was like far easier because it's actually on the map. In the first game, wasn't on the map. You had to just go and find them, and you got nothing. Sorry, I think you got like a sword skin. I don't know. It was awful. I didn't do it myself because like it just took way too long. Wait, what was I saying? I saw about Assassin.
RPG mechanics.
Then they made it into a pirate thing. By the way, I'm ignoring the side. There are like tons of sides, like smaller Assassin's Creed games. I'm not going to mention. I've only just recently been watching videos about them.
Are you talking about like the PSP games and that sort of stuff?
No, these are like proper games. They're on Steam. There's one in China. There's like one like just after 3. It's crazy. It's like you never heard of them. Like they're advertised, but you never. I bought like a ton, like in a pack. I think in the Chinese New Year sale. Yeah,
Assassin's Creed Chronicles.
Assassin's Creed is like a really weird history. Yeah, Chronicles and things. There's like way more games than you think. I'll put it that way. Okay,
it started with Assassin's Creed China in 2015, then Assassin's Creed India in 2016, and ended with Assassin's Creed Russia.
Yeah, there's also other ones though. There's Assassin's Creed Rogue, Assassin's Creed Liberation. There's like tons of weird things. How do I hide DLC? I don't want to see DLC. What the hell is this?
I'll get a list of all the Assassin's Creed game in order. It goes 1, 2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, 4, Rogue, Unity, Syndicate, Origins, Odyssey.
Yeah,
that's the main games order. So there's 11. Like... This will be the 12th main game of.
Yes.
Okay.
That's okay. I don't know what that's gonna. Yeah. There's like quite a few like side games of kind of weird. I don't really know much about them, but I've heard of them. Yeah, this is like So the story to me after in Revelation the story was kind of like just massively breaking down. I think they ran out of ideas.
Yeah, I think I liked Revelations. I think 3 was the one where I was like, I kind of gave up on 3.
But I really, really like 1. Like, I don't think 2 or Brotherhood, the ones I also like I think are actually better than 1. But I really like the idea behind 1 and the game mechanics behind 1.
Yeah, I really liked the story of 1, but I thought the game mechanics weren't as good as 2 or Brotherhood.
Yeah, but I think it had good ideas that if they just kept keep developing those ideas. Like the idea of you need to collect information to find and assassinate one individual. Like you need to infiltrate his or her compound.
Well, okay, so let's go into spoilers for a 13-year-old game.
Yeah.
If you don't know, spoiler alert for Assassin's Creed 1. The reason Assassin's Creed 1 was so interesting was because you are this assassin and you're going around killing all these Templars, and as you kill them, you have conversations with them in the Animus. And then you realize, I think there's one guy who's he's got a church, and people say, and they he's abusing these people, and then you talk to him, he's actually helping these handicapped, and you find out all these people you're killing seem to be good people, and you don't really know why you're killing these people. And then it turns out that your boss the whole time is this super powerful boss with god level technology. He's got he's got the what's it called, the Apple of Eden or something. Yeah, and he can clone himself, and it's what the fuck is happening? I thought it was a game about assassinating people in the last
just before the last guy you kill is you may be able to kill me, but you might want to go and kill your boss. What the hell? What the hell's going on? You fighting in the middle of is Richard the Lionheart watching you, right? That's how that fight goes.
But I think
it's so weird.
It made it interesting that they had 3 plots going on at once, because at the same you had the actual historical plot of Altair, right? Then you had the plot of otherworldly technology interfering with history. And then there was the third plot, which was Desmond's being trapped by the Templars. How do you escape from the Templars?
Which was actually interesting in the first game.
But then as time went on, they just kept trying to rehash that, and it got pretty boring.
Yeah. And I still, to this day, even in Brotherhood and the 2, which I agree, better mechanical games, better gameplay, tons of stuff that needed to be in the first. But I still miss the tons of crowds and crowds of people blending in and trying to hide. I felt they kind of went away from that, and I feel with the RPG, switching Origins and Odyssey to being more RPG. I believe that's what we were talking about originally. I just feel it kind of just missed the point of why I liked Assassin's Creed in the first place, and I was just watching people play Odyssey, especially. I ignored Origin.
Well,
I'm not feeling this.
The thing with Assassin's Creed was, it was meant to be a stealth game, but it was very easy to turn it into an action game. It was actually way easier to. You could fight packs and packs of enemies just with your hidden blade, sort of thing.
Yes.
So I think the idea was. Well,
in the first game,
if people want it to be more of an action game, because a lot of people didn't, they turned it more into an action game because that's the kind of player that played the game, I think.
Yeah, I guess. But why call it Assassin's Creed at that point?
Because Assassins are cool.
Missed opportunities. I don't know. I feel like you could still make it like mainstream appeal and keep it like sneaky. Like you could just make it like just kind of like look at what people don't like about stealth games and kind of like turn it on its head. Because like in the second game is when they introduced like the proper what's it called? Like you hold R1 on the consoles and then you like the parry and like the response system that wasn't really in the first game. So if you got caught by tons of people, you'd like get killed really quickly. I kind of like that though, because like you're forced. I don't remember ever running away in like Brotherhood, for example. Like
I think Brotherhood started to introduce like the health pot system and
and
you started to become a lot more. You started to become a lot more powerful as an individual in those sort of games, which is why I sometimes prefer the first game, because on your own you're pretty weak in the first game. You can get your ass kicked a lot harder in the first game, I think.
My way of thinking behind how if I was to make Assassin's Creed now, I kind of like in Brotherhood what you like. It's like like you get like there's like this like an adrenaline rush. Like, oh my god, I just called in like 10 people to come and help me like just the right time. It's like really cool. But I feel like if you had a game, you have at the start of the game, you start alone. You then like level up like your creed or your guild basically, and then at the end of the game, you're like super powerful.
Well, that was the idea of Brotherhood, was you were building like a guild of assassins.
You kind of started more powerful like immediately though. Like you kind of had people like from the start of Brotherhood because like it's kind of carrying on from 2, so it's like kind of fair enough. Okay, like it's just continuation of the story. But so I feel like RPG mechanics could tie into that well. But I feel like in Odyssey, I kind of like tied it into the wrong things. Apart from one thing I do like is the decision making in Odyssey. I think that is so. I think having decisions and like actual things like changing around you is a good idea, but like levels and things, I'm not.
Okay. Well,
so
we actually have no idea if the new game.
Yeah, we have no idea either way.
This is quick news. So
quick.
The quickest news about Darwin Project is Darwin Project is shutting down. If you don't remember, it was like a battle royale game that came out, which was like survival, and you had to kind of had like tech elements, and the idea was you were put in like this giant arena with a director. It was more like Hunger Games sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was closer to Hunger Games than most battle royale games are, and it was very interesting to watch on Twitch when they had big tournaments. It was very funny when the audience could get involved. But then when you had a director with no audience and it was just random people, nobody really cared. So I think that's where the game kind of faltered, sort of thing.
So it's not like an esport thing. It's kind of just a
it was just like a Twitch Rivals. So if you know what Twitch Rivals is, basically like Twitch hosts its own tournament and invites streamers, sort of thing. It was more like there wasn't like a serious esports scene to this game, to my knowledge. But there is serious esports scenes for like Shrek Brawl. So who am I? I learned about a Shrek game the other day, and apparently it has an esports scene. So it's basically like Smash Bros, but with Shrek characters. So who am I to say this game didn't have an esports scene when I didn't even know about Shrek Brawl, whatever it's called? Anyway, the servers are going to shut down at the end of the year. So if you want to play this, play it now.
Is there any way, like, any possibility, I guess, that could be like LAN based at some point? Like,
probably.
Or is it, like, just the code going to be gone?
Yeah, probably. The fans definitely can. It depends if the developer/publisher shut them down with DMCA's, basically. Humble is launching. Oh god,
I just like games to be archived. I don't like things just to be lost.
Yeah, I think history preservation is very important.
Yeah.
Anyway, Humble is launching a publishing company now called Humble Games. So this is going to be separate from the bundle company.
Yeah.
I think they've already announced some games that are going to be. There's a video now showing off some of them. I believe they've already done. They show off Hat in Time, But I believe Hat in Time is fully published by Gears for Breakfast, apart from the physical releases, is where Humble helped them.
Right, okay. So is the idea just like helping indie games like publish, they need some money to keep the
Yeah. But they're going to like a full publishing company now to help indie developers, sort of thing.
Hopefully they're one of the good ones. I don't like screw it up or anything.
Yeah, hopefully. Well, if their track record is anything to go with, I hope they're more like Tiny Build or Devolver Digital, because those are two gold standards for how you become a publisher for indie games.
Yeah, it'd be good if we had a third example, like really good ones. So that'd be nice.
But it seems so. These are the games. I'm going onto the website now. It is humblegames.com, and there's some interesting looking ones. But if you want to look at all the games that they're going to publish, you can click on them and go to their store page. There's an RPG. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
Wingman. I'm going to click on a couple. I'm going to click on a couple of these. Oh, this one looks interesting. I think Void Bastards was like one of the first ones that was like a kind of popular game that they published, sort of thing. That was like one of their first projects. They're doing like a serious kind of aeroplane one. A roguelike card game. Count me in. Count me in. I'll put that. Oh, wait, Humble I'm going to. Oh, they don't have a. They don't have one of those Steam publisher pages where you can follow the publisher yet.
Oh, really? Okay.
I would follow them otherwise. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be one of the few publishers I'd actually follow.
Flynn, Son of Christum, 2D Metroidvania. That could be interesting.
Right. Anyway,
I just got
Humble Games.
Yeah, Humble Games. And I just want to look at this Prodeus one because it kind of reminded me of like a Doom game. This one looks really cool. Prodeus. I'm going to put that one in my wish list as well, and we'll keep track of that one. Okay.
That just sounds straight.
Anyway, Risk of Rain 2 is releasing in 1.0 in August 2020 for PC. The console launch will be later. That's why I said earlier they have the roadmap for PC to be August, and then the update that's already out. The Artifact update is going to be coming out in June for consoles, like I said earlier, to do with what was it? Prison Architect. I was saying sometimes a lot of companies release the updates on console later.
I think it depends on the ecosystem they kind of have for development, whether they can easily design it for console.
Yeah. Quick news: Sea of Thieves arrives on Steam June 3rd. If you want to grab that on Steam, very good game, highly recommended. From me. Kerbal Space Program has been delayed until fall 2021. If you were looking forward to playing that, we kind of assumed this was happening. Yeah, it's gonna have to wait until end of next year.
Yeah, so rumors confirmed.
Journey's End. We talked about this last week. The last Terraria update caused Terraria to now become the 4th most played game in the history of Steam. Is now Terraria.
Yeah, I also saw there was the update a few days ago. They actually got the mod loader update.
Mod loader, is now officially DLC that you can install for free for Terraria. So if you want to play mods, it has an inbuilt mod browser, so you can install mods through that. So if you have played Terraria, it's a new update, and you're looking for more stuff to play, check out Mod loader. Dance Dance Revolution 5 has been announced. It's going to be coming out on PC. Another Capcom thing where they're like, fuck it, let's just release all the Japanese games on PC now. And there's going to be an alpha test as well if you want to sign up to that. So if you're I know there's an actual proper Dance Dance Revolution esports scene for sure. There's like a proper World Cup championship and everything for it.
It's more like a dance thing than
the only question I have about this is whether they're going to be releasing new dance pads, because that's a big thing for a new Dance Dance Revolution game.
Oh yeah,
because lots of people have old like dance pads for like the PS2. I know I had a dance pad for like a PS2 at one point for one of these games.
Yeah, I think I used it at some point.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if there is a resurgence of Dance Revolution games and people start making like proper good quality dance mats. This could be quite big, so that'd be interesting to see.
Yeah, I think we could see this.
Unfortunate news: a Roblox employee was bribed by a hacker to give access to millions of users' data on Roblox. If you don't know, Robux in Roblox is like a huge industry now.
Can I just say?
Yeah.
If you actually do your cybersecurity properly, this should not even be. So this, to me, is more evidence that they're storing user data incorrectly.
The hacker had access to personal information and the ability to change passwords and two-factor authentication.
Yeah,
it's still valuable in-game items from some of the richest players in the game. But you don't understand, Tony. He didn't.
That shouldn't be possible.
He didn't hack into the servers.
Nope.
He didn't hack individual players. He had access.
Yep.
An insider
access, right? So that's my issue. You should, if you do your cybersecurity properly, not even your engineer.
They had a man on the inside for the Roblox heist.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you design it properly, you can't. Even the man on the inside should not be able to change it. The only way if you do it properly, the only way for the man inside to change it is to hack from the inside. This does not look like that's what's happened. So I'm a bit suspicious of how they're storing and using their information. Who'd have thought Roblox? How the Titans are...
Yeah, anyway.
Do you have a Roblox account?
I used to. I have a Roblox account from like when it first was created.
Right.
But I don't remember the password, I think.
You didn't connect I used to be an old credit card or an old debit card.
Tony, Roblox came out when I was like 12 or something. I wouldn't have had a card.
If your parents do.
Yeah, and what do you think I would do with that? You think I'm buying Robux at 12?
Yeah, I do actually.
Like 13 years ago?
Yeah.
Microtransactions weren't a thing back then.
No, okay. Oh, so you're safe then. You're fine.
Yeah. Having been introduced on consoles last month, bots are now making their debut on PUBG's PC test servers as part of the 7.2 update. And a ranked mode is being added, capped at 64 players, not 100, like the usual PUBG matches.
They're like, okay, right.
If you don't know, Fortnite actually did this. The last time I played Fortnite, which was like last year sometime, I wanted to check out their new update. They actually made it so you could get matched against bots if your skill was low enough in order to help newer players or players with lower skill get into the game and play more. And it seems like PUBG's following this now. They're actually adding some sort of artificial intelligent bots that you can play against. I really don't know anything about them because I haven't played PUBG in a long time. But I know PUBG's like still like one of the most popular games on Steam.
Yeah, so, I think they're kind of crazy.
I mean, this is the sort of thing you would do if you were hurting for player numbers. So I'm not sure about. I guess Fortnite did it. I mean, it's something that helps with player numbers, but it also helps with newer players and inexperienced players.
Yeah, it doesn't help with. I think you do not want to have bots on higher tier or higher skill level players. I assume.
They're not going to create bots that.
I assume once you learn the game, you lose the population.
For example, like one of my favorite Half-Life 2 mods of all time, Pirates, Vikings, and Knights 2. We've done a spotlight in the past. It had a update, I think, like the end of last year or sometime around there, where it added bots to the server, and that was done because there wasn't that many players, and that's what I'm saying. Like adding some bots to play against is really good if you have a very low player pool, because then the few players that still play can play with the bots and enjoy playing the game.
It would be nice to know if you're actually playing against bots or not. I don't know if it actually reports that.
You can definitely tell in Fortnite. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but it doesn't actually tell you once you're in the game that you're like, oh, that's a bot. But it'd just be kind of nice if you knew beforehand.
But from playing Fortnite, my experience with bot was they have very strange names. Like you can kind of tell they move very weirdly. Like they don't move like a person, and they sometimes just pull their pickouts out randomly. And bots don't know how to build, which I guess won't be a thing in PUBG, but the robots can't figure out how to build like a player, so you can build on bots very easily. But the thing that makes bots very scary is they have very good aim. They literally have aimbot. So
they are bots.
Yeah.
After all,
we'll have to see how that's balanced. Well, there was a random update to the Star Wars Battlefront, not that one. The old Star Wars Battlefront from 2004, the original Star Wars Battlefront, just received an update that added online multiplayer. They also added French, Italian, German, and Spanish language support.
Do you know who's developing at the moment?
I have no idea.
I was going to look it up now. I forgot. Let's have a look.
But yeah. I believe the Battlefront 2 was kind of the better game. There's small differences between Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, the originals. I guess Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2, the new ones, the second one's a lot better than the first one as well, which is kind of funny.
It just says, okay, I don't know. I don't know who's like developing it and adding content. It just says Pandemic Studios is the developer. Yeah, they don't exist anymore. So
yeah, but anyway, I think in the first game, like you could go prone, which is something you wouldn't really think about in like most Battlefront games, but that's kind of more of a battlefield mechanic sort of thing.
Yeah.
But if you don't remember, like the original Battlefront, for example, all of the AI was controlled by all of the heroes in the game were controlled by AI. You couldn't play as the heroes, sort of thing, and that's something iconic that people think about Battlefront 2 onwards. Now they think, oh yeah, you could play as heroes. That was fucking cool. But in the original Battlefront, you couldn't. Because I always played as the normal units anyway, because I thought, oh, the AI is better than me. I should let them control the heroes. Yeah,
apparently 16 years ago, the original Battlefront 1 on the original consoles they released on got multiplayer update, and now today or this year got another multiplayer update. That's so weird.
I don't. Okay. I think Battlefront 2, you have to like connect to people's IPs or something. Is how they do it, sort of thing.
Yeah,
it's a bit scuffed. Like it's not like perfect, but it's working if you really want to play it, sort of thing.
It's the same system as back in the day, right? Like how you had to connect your PlayStations together and things. I only know this like game through PlayStation.
Dude, I could never figure out how like the online worked for the PS2. I could.
Nope. I went around a friend's house
and they were working. Do not know how people played online on the PS2.
Nope. No idea.
I only ever played single player, so
I was only ever single player PS2, but my friend managed to get it working, so
okay. Well,
that's how I know it. So weird.
Minecraft Dungeons came out. Did you know this? I've been slowly hyping it up for no reason. And it's
you're the world's biggest.
I just like hyping up random games that are like whatever because I find it funny. Like Sonic Team Racing.
Yeah.
But it came out and it's got okay reviews. It looks like an okay co-op ARPG. I think it's got mediocre. It seems like most reviews are like 7 or 8 out of 10.
Okay. Some not too bad.
But then there's some like 5 out of 10 sort of thing. So so this is what I've read about it. The positives are it's on Xbox Game Pass day one. So if you've already got Xbox Game Pass, which is a really good service, you can just play Minecraft Dungeons, which is cool. The thing that a lot of people didn't like was the first run of the game is very easy and not that interesting, and it's quite short. So if you played through the game on the lowest difficulty, I think you have to play through it once to unlock the next difficulty. So if you play through it once and go, oh, that wasn't that interesting, the subsequent runs are where it starts to get interesting. There's many more. Yeah, so there's many more items and combos that only unlock when you play through the higher difficulty levels.
That's so weird.
That's kind of the norm for ARPGs, though.
Yeah, but is it? Yeah, it's very weird that it starts off not interesting though, and then becomes.
Well, the thing is, a lot of people playing this are young kids who've played Minecraft, so they had to make the baseline as easy as possible to try and teach people how to play the game, sort of thing. But then it's like Minecraft. I think Minecraft Dungeons is like Minecraft itself, where it's trying to start off as simple as possible, but then it has a lot of depth once you get more into it, sort of thing, without getting too difficult. And I think that is where Minecraft Dungeons shines.
Are they planning to add updates to this game?
I definitely think so. I would assume Did we talk about Minecraft? Got a new Mojang Studios got a new red logo.
We haven't on the podcast.
No, I don't think. I think I forgot.
And now Mojang Studios new update.
So hopefully Mojang Studios updates Minecraft Dungeons. Because they now have more than one game. Other than was Scrolls a Mojang game?
I think Cobalt and Scrolls are both Mojang.
Oh, I forgot Cobalt. I forgot Cobalt existed. To be honest,
I actually still really look at Cobalt, and I still actually really look at Scrolls. So
it was called Scrolls until it got sued by Elder Scrolls, didn't it?
It's still called Scrolls.
I thought they changed the name. Maybe I'm not sure.
I thought they were only allowed to make one game ever called Scrolls, and it's like don't make another.
Anyway, they got a new logo. Minecraft Dungeons looks pretty. I would say if you have Xbox Game Pass, try Minecraft Dungeons. Try and get to the higher difficulties. It's probably just a fun little co-op game to play with friends. That's all I think it was ever going to be. So, yeah, it looks alright.
Well, I played Mojang Scrolls, and the top of the page just says, "Shouldn't be playing Minecraft right now." No, I'm looking for Scrolls.
Play Minecraft instead. That's the good advice.
You want to play Scrolls? No, Minecraft.
So the final quick news before we just read up some quick news and then go on to the main news and we'll end the podcast. Gwent has come to Steam, if you don't know. Gwent's a great game. I can tell you all of my gameplay in The Witcher 3 is me playing Gwent.
Okay.
So that's kind of an endorsement for Gwent itself, although it has been changed quite a lot since they've released the standalone card game. So you will need a GOG account in order to play this. It still uses your... You can bring over your old GOG account if you played Gwent on the GOG launcher. Or you didn't need the GOG launcher because they always have the DRM-free thing. So yeah, you can bring over all your old cards if you've already played. If you haven't played, now would be a really good time to start.
Yeah.
Yeah, check that out.
I should really play this at some point, shouldn't I? I keep saying I'm interested in it.
And I like Gwent. Yeah. I installed it on my phone and then went, oh god, my screen is too small to play Gwent. I can't see the cards.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Tablet game, I guess.
Let's move on to the normal news. G2A has finally paid Factorio for $39,600 over illegally obtained game keys. So if you don't remember, G2A put out a statement saying if any video game company works with us and says, hey, I think some of my game keys were sold illegitimately on your website, we will pay you 10 times the value of any keys that we found that were illegitimately sold on our service. And they said, we'll use an independent adjudicator or, whatever to find if these keys were stolen or not. So I believe the Factorio developer is Woob. I think that's how you pronounce it. Woob Software. So Woob reported to G2A that a list of 321 keys that it believed have been sold online illegitimately. And they said they wanted to use an independent firm to check if the keys were legit or not. And then G2A couldn't come to terms with any of the large firms, and then they just did the audit themselves instead. And then the investigation confirmed that 198 of the keys had had been sold via its marketplace between March 2016 to June 2016, and they offered them the $39,600, which is 10 times the amount that was sold illegitimately. Because apparently, I think Factorio said, like in the past, it cost them $6,000 alone just on the chargeback fees from the illegitimately sold keys on the G2A marketplace. So it's not like, oh, the developers weren't hurting from these keys being sold. It's like the G2A illegitimate keys were hurting them more than literally pirating the game, sort of thing. You still there, Tony? He's muted. Okay. Dave said it was if they can prove the keys.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
right.
It's almost as like they after this long audit and looking inside the company that they knew that the keys were stolen the whole time magically. I don't know.
Is it weird? Like, I watched it. Did you watch the gym video one?
No, I didn't.
Okay, like he points out like what the message that they wrote is like right above the original message that they posted like last year. And like he was pointing out like it's like a really smug thing. They said like only one developer took us up on the offer. Like,
well, they put out more smug statements. They were like,
yeah,
they were like, when we launched stuff, we wanted to send a clear message to the gaming community that fraud hurts all parties. And we spell out in this blog, fraud directly hurts individuals who bought illegitimate keys.
And only 2/3 of the keys
G2A
that were ever stolen on G2A.
It hurt G2A as well because we are forced as the transaction facilitator to cover costs related to the sale. If you went on to... They went on to add that going further forward, it's now committing to compensate developers in full for any fees incurred from any keys sold via G2A Marketplace if they're able to prove they were illegitimate. And they even put out a statement to Polygon saying, we would be the first to admit in our formative years as a company we took too long to recognize that a small members of the individuals were abusing the marketplace. Like every time they talk about it, they're like, they're trying to downplay like, yeah, some bad actors on our website, a small vocal minority of G2A was illegitimate keys. And we're trying to change, and it's just everybody else who's painting us as the bad guy.
Yeah. Their original post is very much on the lines of like, oh, we're so confident in that you won't find any illegal keys that we're going to put out this like ridiculous 10 times the amount that you like. Like, it's clear what they were going for.
They even go as far as saying that today we use some of the most sophisticated proprietary anti-fraud AI technology in any online marketplace for any digital product ever.
Why read AI technology to know if something's fraud or not? What the hell? Okay. Sure.
But that was the... that's what finally happened with the only developer to take them up. Factorio got some money back from them because nobody else wanted to work with G2A because they did indeed not use an independent developer, independent adjudicator. They looked inside and they went, shit, we did actually sell some keys, and this doesn't give me any more faith in G2A.
I feel like it's because it took so long. I feel like the devs behind Factorio like took all I think they had a vendetta. Well, a well understood and understandable vendetta against G2A because they're pieces of shit. But I think they had like a massive vendetta. Like they took them ages to track down and get all the evidence for like the keys, so they could actually get proof to pay them.
Right.
So I feel like no other developer has time to do that or the skills to do that necessarily. So,
all right,
yeah, good. Is it Woob that the developers?
The Woob, yeah. It's the developers of Factorio. I was reading a Reddit thread about this, and somebody said, "Do not play Factorio," and I was like, "What?" And he's like, "You will lose days of your life. You'll stop going into work, and your life will be ruined because you'll start off mining, and then you'll have to find a way to automate the mines, and then you'll have to do this, this, and this." I was like, "Yeah, that sounds about right."
It sounds amazing.
Dave says, so it's on the other dev to prove that they are stolen, and then they use in-house and refuse to use a third party. Lol, nothing shifty there. Basically, G2A said, yeah, but illegitimate keys are like a third party thing, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's basically like the mafia. Like, yeah, we sell you like your stolen goods, but like you have to prove it's stolen first, then we'll pay you back.
That's always been the thing with like third-party grey market game keys, hasn't it? Anyway. The Half-Life Alyx workshop is now open. You can now upload Half-Life Alyx mods to the workshop. The workshop and editor tools have been released in beta. So if you want to make mods, the tools are out there now. I know there's already been like a mapping competition for Half-Life Alyx.
The first Source 2.
So in conjunction with the workshop being added to Half-Life Alyx, the Source Filmmaker and Source 2 support is out there now. Hammer and Source Filmmaker have been updated for Source 2 support. So if you want to make some Half-Life Alyx machinima or make some Half-Life Alyx Source 2 maps, the tools are out there now, which is really cool. The Half-Life Alyx workshop update adds a native Linux version of the game using the Vulkan rendering API as well. So that's pretty cool. We've got Linux and Vulkan as well now, so that's pretty cool.
It's nice to have all these.
If you didn't hear about Doom Eternal, added de novo anti-cheat. Bethesda added de novo anti-cheat to Doom Eternal, which is different from the de novo DRM itself. The de novo anti-cheat is actually kernel-level access anti-cheat, similar to stuff like Valorant's Vanguard, Epic's Easy Anti-Cheat, BattleEye. Sorry?
Wasn't this better than the Vanguard one? Because it actually closed when you closed the game instead of just like hanging around.
I'm not sure.
So I saw reports that like their response was okay. Hang on, I have like some shit on Bethesda things here. Actually.
Okay.
In Novo's response, they're like, if you close the game, I think it was actually like a Doom Eternal's response, but like connected. Like if you close the game, like all processes will stop, like even at like, the kernel level sort of thing, unless you launch it through the Bethesda.net sort of launcher. You have to then manually close it because it's a piece of shit. So there is that.
But like when you start messing with like kernel level anti-cheat, I know tons of anti-cheat does this now. I listed like a bunch of them that are in every game, so it's not like a brand new thing.
It's not a new thing, no.
But like even messing with like fan controls or RGB can be detected as cheats and stuff because it's on the kernel level sort of thing.
Yeah, didn't like someone had like
using software to check your hardware temperatures and stuff was like flagging the anti-cheat.
I saw one that's like someone had like a Logitech keyboard and it detected like the fact that it had macros that like disabled the keyboard, I think.
Oh, right.
To restart his computer.
But basically they added the anti-cheat because they had the battle mode system in Doom Eternal. It has like a multiplayer component in it. And there was a huge backlash because of some of the stuff I mentioned. People really didn't like de novo anti-DRM. Bethesda and id decided to remove this. They put out a statement. As we examine any future of anti-cheat in Doom Eternal, at a minimum we must consider giving campaign-only players the ability to play without the anti-cheat software. Which is cool because a lot of the mods to make the game run better on a low-end system requires modifying the game files, for example, just for single player. And I think if you wanted to mod the game itself to, make your own like third-party expansions or whatever you wanted to do, you should be able to do that in a single-player game because it doesn't really affect anyone else. They want to say, as well as ensure the overall timings of any anti-cheat integration better aligns with players' expectations around clear initiatives, like ranked or competitive play, where demand for anti-cheat is far greater. So basically, they said they're taking de novo anti-cheat out until they have a system that lets players play the campaign without anti-cheat, but also retain the ability to have anti-cheat for when players want to play multiplayer and they want to make sure there's no bad actors cheating and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think people are okay with like okay. My opinion is like I'm okay with like a kernel level anti-cheat only when I'm playing multiplayer though, like no other time. And even then, like only if it's like ranked, in my opinion. So otherwise, it's like a little bit too invasive.
Right, should we move on to the final news topic for the podcast and wrap up? The big news this week is from Epic Games. We have Unreal Engine 5. Brand new tech demo was released.
Running on the PS5, wasn't it, as well?
It was running on a PS5, yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
So let's skip to the tech demo. The tech demo itself is actually called Lumen in the Land of Nanite because the two technologies they were showing off were Nanite and Lumen. I'll go into those in a bit. I thought it looked kind of like a Tomb Raider game.
Yeah.
I was watching it the whole time. I was like, man, I want to play this game, but I know it's like a tech
demo. You know what I like? You know, I read this is like the animations are kind of like taken from Fortnite. You know, like when it's just like gliding down and like going super fast forwards. Like I really love the look of that.
So these are 8K textures. I feel like we don't need 8K textures yet, but
you don't need 8K until you're like super close. I think what's more important, the fact is that the meshes were like super high quality though. Like
yeah,
it's not
so this is showing off the nanite technology. So the nanite technology is using billions of triangles basically to render in
like really detailed,
really
meshes,
high
model.
Yeah, really high polygon textures. Full disclaimer, okay. I'm going to explain some stuff, but I'm going to explain it. I'm going to dumb it down in the way that a dumb person understands it because I am explaining it. Full disclosure, I'm not a game developer. Yeah. I've never used Unreal Engine, so this is from my understanding of how it works. So it might be slightly too very wrong. So
yeah, we're both like not we don't understand the technology. We don't use it. Going by what we understand.
So the main parts are the nanite engine, which allows you to import loads and loads of triangles. Lots of games now are made up of triangles or polygons to make up the different objects. That's the nanite technology.
I explained. I can kind of explain the difference between like what the. This doesn't necessarily mean that developers have to do this, but like this is like what they're trying to do. Is like normally, if you like a mod, like you got the actual model itself, right, which has like all the actual bumps, and then you have like the texture, which is like a flat texture you place over. I think their idea is that with the nanite stuff is that you can then have like really detailed models, so you don't have to then bake in the texture to make it look 3D.
Yeah, so what they're doing is they're allowing you to import fully rendered ZBrush models straight into the engine. So beforehand, I've watched like there's a Digital Foundry video that explains the Unreal Engine video. If you're more interested in the actual technical details,
that's a really good video.
What they had to do was you would get someone to make a really textured model. You would then have them make a really low polygon model, and then you would kind of put a skin of the high resolution model onto it. So that you could switch between the high resolution close and then the lower resolution when you get further away, sort of thing, to help with performance.
A part of this, like adding things like or baking stuff into the text is like height maps or bump maps. It's like you add in like height information to the texture itself to save on performance. But this should allow you with all the triangles be able to do that.
We'll go a bit. We'll come back here because I think a good showing of this ZBrush direct import without the pipeline is good. These models of these statues are just directly imported in their full textures. Yeah. You can see like how high quality they are, how many of them there is, like very, very high levels of technology. The next one that we'll talk about, which is the other big feature, is Lumen. So Lumen is fully dynamic global illumination in engine, which is huge because beforehand you would have to have light maps and you have to be like, well, light goes here, and then when you moved it you would have to move the light map itself, sort of thing.
You have to read everything.
Which I think a lot of like even PS4 Pro games that come out, light is very static and it doesn't really move at all. But with the Unreal Engine 5 I believe they show it off with the cave. About here, they show that you can move this light source in real time.
Sudden change in light source as well.
So this is with Lumen off, and they show with Lumen on, and then they move the light source as well to show how the cave itself reacts to the shadows. This is kind of crazy technology. Like thinking about stuff like ray tracing, and then seeing like how Lumen works is really cool. with the real-time global illumination.
Yeah, I think I've watched another video like after the Digital Foundry one, and someone was saying like they're not entirely sure like if all of the things could be used like all the time, like the way that they're showing it off in this demo. But like it's good that they're adding like these sort of things.
Okay,
to make, like,
one big thing to point out about this tech demo, if you see this here, if you've ever played a PS4 game, God of War, Uncharted, every time a character would move through one of these small spaces, that was to hide a loading screen.
Yeah,
because
that's true.
On the PS4, you're playing God of War, and they would move this tiny crevice. That wasn't an art direction. That was because the PS4 had a hard drive and it had to have a long loading screen, so they hid it between a character moving through a small crevice. The PS5 is on an SSD. This isn't hiding a loading screen. They just added this because they liked it. This is literally added because they liked.
Well, you can kind of tell
the way it moves between the two scenes.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this is running on a PS5 Pro. They said that if you were to run this tech demo on a PC, because it is going to come out as a preview that you can look at, it would take a RTX 2070 Super, I believe, to run at this level, sort of thing.
Yeah, wasn't it like slightly improved FPS? Or like it was like up to 40 with the 2070 Super?
Yeah, I think they said around 40 FPS with a RTX 2070. Yeah. What else I was gonna say? Because the PS5 is running on AMD architecture. I think both the Xbox One X and the PS5 are going to be running on AMD architecture. I think an equivalent would be one of the better. I don't really know that much about the AMD cards. I'll be honest with you, because
they're really weird.
To be honest with you, in my opinion, right now, Nvidia makes the better graphics cards and AMD makes the better CPUs. Is how it goes at the moment.
I will say that price performance, like AMD, like if you don't care about RTX, like AMD have like better price to performance for their cards, but even then they have like weird driver issues. So I think.
But I believe it's going to be running on like a high end higher end AMD card with some sort of AMD ray tracing on it, not like the Nvidia ray tracing
like
that we know now.
Big Navi based source.
And then the CPU is around a Ryzen 7 3000, so like a Ryzen 2 3000 series CPU. So it is a pretty powerful system from what we know so far. But I'm more interested to see how SSDs are going to become more and more important over the years.
Because, that's very interesting. I feel like laptops have accidentally pushed forward like console technology, and I think that's going to make.
Because when Sony were doing like their PS5 conference, they were talking about a new technology that was the player would look in a direction and they were able to use the SSD technology to stop rendering the stuff behind them quick enough that if the player turned around, but that it could re-render the new areas and stuff like that. It was really interesting. Also,
like save like you could like switch between like multiple games, like different game states, because like the SSD could just like.
I think that was the new Xbox.
I think they're both trying to do that. Okay. Yeah, I think the Xbox showed that off.
The Xbox One X was more about the being able to just switch between game states sort of thing. Yeah. But yeah, I think SSDs are going to become more and more baseline now that the console comes. Because even if you're watching this, you're like, oh, I'm a PC gamer, why do I care? Whenever console technology gets bumped up, it's way better for PC gamers because a lot of what's holding back the games is they're making them for the older technology to run on the older systems, right? Like I've heard from many game developers that a lot of stuff and technology they wanted to put in games had to be cut because it would affect loading times too much. So there's going to be way more stuff that developers can put in games just because SSDs are going to be baseline for consoles. So that's really interesting. So yeah, I was talking about the preview will be coming in early 2021. So we won't even be able to get our hands on this technology till next year. But I assume like devs are gonna, AAA devs have already got their hands. Obviously, they've got some sort of relationship with Sony because it's running on a PS5 Pro.
I think a lot of them big have already got dev kits of the PlayStation 5 already, so which is like a very common thing to do.
I think this is my favorite part of the tech demo, because you get to see the big open area with the high definition, and then I love this is where I wanted to play the game. I was like, oh fuck, this looks cool. I want to like glide across all this ancient architecture and stuff. When she lands on the ground and starts sprinting, very Sonic Unleashed. That's what it reminds me of Sonic Unleashed. Yeah. Anyway, Unreal Engine has also said with this, the royalties will be waived on the first 1 million lifetime in-game revenue, which is pretty cool for indie developers. So now you can use the new Unreal Engine 5 license, and you won't have to pay Epic anything until you make $1 million revenue, which is, I think, where most games consider them successful these days. So that's pretty cool. That is gross revenue, and it's lifetime, but it's after January 1st, 2020.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, okay. So the lifetime starts at January 1st, 2020, or is it like how are they calculating it?
After January 1st, 2020.
Okay.
So this is stop like just people who've already made, $1 million already abusing the system, sort of thing.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Move on. One indie game that I was following that was built on Unreal Engine 4 called A Juggler's Tale, which is like a really interesting looking kind of platformer where you're like a puppet on strings, has been selected for an Unreal Mega Grant. Unreal is giving out mega grants to interesting games to fund their development, so that's pretty cool to see. Sadly, we have to bring up the fact that Unreal Engine demo was fake, because Mega 64 already made the Unreal Engine 5 tech demo. I don't know if have you ever seen this video before?
Yeah, I've watched it recently. So
look at all these NPCs.
Matrix.
This looks like real life, the Unreal Engine 5. I should have started like this and be like, this is Unreal Engine 5. Look how realistic it looks. Maybe call it Real Engine. Smiley face.
You got the code for it? Oh, yeah.
Unreal Engine 5.
I'm completely sold that that's running in real time. Can we get another game demo?
Another game? Yeah,
yes,
I do have that.
Cool.
It's in my car, so hold on 1 second. I will get that for you. Do not go anywhere. Yeah.
Shit.
I got it on my external hard drive.
He's got it.
This demo is kind of like a GTA type thing. Hey!
Fuck, dude. Can I see the actual code for this?
GTA 6 looks
Tim,
great.
Sweeney, Todd, whatever. I got the code.
He's got the code.
Tim Sweeney Todd.
Tim's gonna look at our code. What an honor.
Oh my god, it's the Matrix.
Well, is that what you see? Oh, I don't even see the code anymore. I just see blonde, brunette, redhead.
That's also the Matrix.
Okay, forget it. Jeez, get into the nuts and bolts of it, why don't you? Man.
Fine, show me another game.
You caught it. We were saving our best example for last. Look at the TV.
We programmed this meeting.
Oh shit.
What are you doing?
Shit. Tim, you're programming us on the fly.
Man, this guy's good.
All right. So, budget. Let's talk money. How much you want to pay for this?
I will pay you $20 to leave this office and never come back again.
We'll take it.
Unreal Engine 5 coming soon? ? Okay, move on. Epic Online Services also got announced at the same time. So they feature Epic account and game services. So Epic is now making servers for you to use, and they have their own proprietary cross-platform system that they've been using for Fortnite. So Fortnite, you need an Epic account, and then you can play on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, PC, Mac, and with iOS and Android support soon as well. So you can cross-platform there as well with their Epic Online services. But they're giving this away for free. Even if you use this on Steam, you can still connect Steam accounts to the Epic services. So, yeah.
I think it's pretty nice though, because that's like one of the big problems with them. I guess with just Epic in general, or the Epic Store. I guess if you put a game on there, you wouldn't be able to use the Steam servers. So it'd be good to have that if you're only on Epic.
No, it's not using the Steam servers.
Oh yeah, I know. I was just saying, like, it's good to have that as an option if you're only using the Epic Game Store.
Right. Okay. Also, they now have a system where you get offered partial refunds if you buy a game before it goes on sale, and there's a 2-month window, 1 to 2 month window. So if you buy a game just before it goes on sale, you will automatically be refunded the price difference to your account. That's pretty cool.
Why don't they just like upfront, like I don't know, like months in advance, just say when the sale's going to happen? Like,
I think it's
why is
bad.
it so much?
I think it's bad for business because people just go, "I'll wait for the sale."
Yeah, I already do that.
And I don't think Epic sales are a Steam sale point where people like, "Oh, the Steam sale's going to be here. Let's wait for it and then purchase it." Then I think people are just like, "Oh, the Epic Store. Let's buy stuff," and then
I guess
if they have a sale, then they have a sale. But I mean, if it goes on sale and you've already purchased it, you can go on a bank refund.
I just feel like if you just said when the sale was, you'd like mitigate most of this need for this. But yeah, I think it's nice. It's good to have that.
Steam has a similar feature, but it's not quite as good as the Epic one. This is the first time I'm going to say this. Epic has a feature that's better than the Steam store. Steam, you have to refund the entire game and then repurchase it on the sale.
Yeah, they have to do that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that does suck.
So it's kind of a manual system that you might not even know about. I found out this existed today. So yeah,
what?
I didn't know you could refund a Steam game and purchase it for a cheaper price if it went on sale. I didn't know that was a thing. Epic's killing it recently with awesome stuff, because we'll talk about the final thing. They released GTA 5 for free. They had the big Epic Game Store mystery game. The first one was GTA 5, and it completely fucking crashed Epic. All Epic services were down because they released GTA 5 for free, and everyone got it. I was actually playing GTA 5 like a couple of weeks before it came out for free, because I was replaying GTA Online with some friends because of the casino heist and like the casino they added to the game. This is kind of a blessing and a curse, though. It means the player base for all of the random game modes that nobody plays will be a lot better. But then also, there's a problem with Rockstar, is they don't actually moderate their servers for hackers. GTA 5 has a big hacker problem, and there's going to be a lot more hackers when they can just get a free account. Or they've probably got a bunch of free accounts from this promotion. But hopefully they haven't got more than a couple because of the two-factor authentication. I guess the two-factor authentication came out when it did because these big games were coming out, and they probably said to them, hey, we want to make sure we don't get a bunch of like bad actors making multiple accounts. Let's get two-factor done first before we release these big games. Because I think it was 2 days ago now, if you're watching this live, they released Civ 6 for free. Right now, you can pick up Civilization 6 for free. It is the base game, because I think the idea with GTA 5 was they're releasing it for free because I think GTA 5 has made like $6 billion in revenue because of shark cards. So GTA 5 is going free, so people go in the game, they start playing, and then as they start growing, they go, maybe I'll buy some shark cards to get some in-game cash. GTA 6 has a lot of DLC, so I think the idea is people will buy the DLC once they've played the base game. Also, if you want to play Civ 6, and you do not have the DLC, and you went, oh, well, I get it free, and then I want the DLC, you can use your... there is still the Epic sale going on right now, I believe. I'll just double check for you. So you can use your coupon. If you have not used your 10% off coupon from Epic, you can use that on the expansions for Civ, if that's what you want to do. So that might be a good way to use it. But yeah, that's the end of the podcast. Pete Molyneux has not been tweeting recently. Where is Pete Molyneux? Where's Pete Molyneux? I want to know about his skateboard. Peter Molyneux and Peter Molyneux have both mysteriously gone missing at the same time, leading me to believe they are the same person.
I'm not sure about that one.
Circumstantial, maybe, but we will see.
Yeah.
So I said to Donny, hey, there's no Peter Molyneux tweets, and you said, just do an Eric Andre tweet. And I said, okay, why not? So let's do an Eric Andre tweet. Carol Baskin killed Jeff Epstein. That was the tweet I found. Most of them were retweets of like Netflix shows, but if you've seen Tiger King, you'll understand the reference. Sorry.
Okay. Can you filter out retweets on Twitter?
You can turn off retweets from appearing on your timeline if you follow someone, but you can't browse their timeline without looking at retweets unless you search for specific tweets, I think. There might be a way, I don't know. But I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't use Twitter.
You're not a twatter, no.
A twat, sorry?
There's like a technical term.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. But yeah, Epic's been killing it. Really excited for Unreal Engine 5. Love the free games. Love that they're making changes to the store. Love that they're giving grants and helping out indie game studios. That's fucking cool. But that is the end of the podcast. So we'll go to the ending screen. If you want to check us out on YouTube and everything in between podcast, twitch.tv/Scorn if you want to watch live, and at Scorn2000 I will post when we are going live, and I will try and remember to post VODs of Spotlight, Tangerines, and the podcast. That is the end of the podcast. Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, shit.